let's talk about navigation and the user interface in a little bit more detail. Okay, so you probably figured this out by now because most of our software packages function this way. You know, you have your scroll to go in and out. You can pan with either right click or something like that. This one doesn't have an orbit, so the middle mouse click button does that. Okay, this is a shortcut menu for a few things. Don't worry too much about them. There's really only like one or two that we're going to use frequently. But anyway, so pan is going to be your best friend, and zoom is going to be your best friend. We're going to have to zoom and pan quite a bit. To drop a component in, you saw me do it, but I didn't describe it. You go to whatever one of these menus, or wherever the component is located in the menus, and you guys can pick any one for now, it doesn't matter. But you click it, and then it'll have that little button right there, and then you click into the workspace, and it'll create that one for you. Okay, and I didn't pick anything particular, so you guys can click one, drag it in, whatever. So in order to get rid of that, you have the selection box properties, which are very, very similar to everything else you've ever seen in the architecture program pretty much. You have windows that you can use to drag and select. You can left to right select, and it has a different method of selecting things. So notice how I went right to left, in any box that it touches, it selects. But if I go left to right, any box that it fully encompasses, or fully encapsulates, or encompasses, is selected, but those that it touches are not, right? So it has very, very similar selection and navigation properties to any workspace that we're used to. You can single click. You can click and then shift click actually to add, and then control click to deselect. So these are generally a universal sort of system. As long as you're playing around with a few things here and there, you'll figure it out. So if you see me do something that was unexpected or looks crazy and you want to see how it's done, let me know. The one thing, and every single one of you should have your eyes on the screen right now, that you must walk out of this class today knowing, well, no, there are many other things, but the one thing on navigation that you should know is this. Alt Control does this little icon with the blue eye. That stands for information. When you click on a node, it'll tell you where that node came from. It's huge. Because what's going to happen is, as you guys are moving your way through this class and you're developing more definitions, particularly those that you might find online, or you're trying out new commands that you haven't quite used before, sometimes you use the search feature to find it. Double click in the workspace and it pulls up this search feature. And let's say I want to do a loft between two curves. I can type in loft, right? The command's right there. So I didn't have to go through the menu to find it. I just kind of thought that I wanted to do a loft, so I tried it. I found the loft command. Now I want to know, where did it come from? So I Control Alt and click, and it'll show me where it came from in the menus. So this one came from surfaces and freeform. Double click. Yeah, we'll do a whole nother separate video segment on that one, because there are so many cool features on that that you must know about. All right. So any other questions on that? All right, so generally with that, I'm going to close the book on navigation, and we're going to move into the functions and stuff and all the different types of components that you might be working with. Yeah, and then we'll develop that definition.